Welcome back. In today's episode, we answer your questions. Today's question, what do I do when I get stuck?
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performers Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategy, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute at the highest level. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it all done, or simply want to raise your game to the next level, this podcast is for you. Sit back and enjoy. Today's question comes in from
Danny, and Danny is in Vermont, and she would like to know, what should she do when she feels stuck in general, at her job, in her life, in her relationship?
Wow, she's really stuck. All of those things.
Well, Danny says she's stuck.
Well, let me not answer this on the specifics on whether it's life or business or relationships, but anytime that you're stuck, and this is really going to sound pretty simplistic, you've got to keep moving. And here's the reason why. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. Body at rest tends to stay at rest. Exactly. So usually it's fear that keeps us stuck in that place, right? We don't know what to do. We feel if we make this choice, we might make a mistake. If we do this choice, we might make a mistake. So we don't do anything, and we just stay right where we are. And of course, that's not going to get us anywhere. I want you to visualize for me for a moment a starting point, and this would be birth. And then way in the future, hopefully in the future, way in the future for most of us, there at the end is death, okay? We are all headed towards death. We're all going to die. And there's going to be many different paths for us to get there. And we may not know what path to choose. But here's the thing. Pick a path. Doesn't matter. Pick one. Now, I want you to do this intelligently. Just don't go running down in any direction, but do it intelligently. But make a decision and move forward. You know, I was interviewing Robin Benacasa last week, and it was really interesting because I asked her the same question. I said, when you're in the middle of a jungle, she's an adventure racer, and I said, you know, you're sitting there and you don't know which way to go. Do I go over the mountain? Do I go around the mountain? Do I take the river? How do I get from point A to point B? And she said, you just got to pick a path. Just pick one, and as you move along, you can also make changes in your direction or your path as you're on the path. And she said something that I thought was really interesting, which I really like. And that is, as you move down the path, the elevation gets higher, and it's easier to see things. You're going to have more choices the further down the path that you go.
So you're saying that if you start moving, just put one foot in front of the other, you start moving, more choices, more options reveal themselves as you get further down the one path you chose?
Absolutely. Look, the view doesn't change standing where you are.
Right.
When you start moving, you're going to see more options available to you.
And then what? If you discover that you made a poor choice earlier, you can get off that path and move on to another path you didn't previously see?
Of course. I mean, look, I've made some really poor choices in my life. I'm sure everybody has. So as you go down that path, you get to the point you go, all right, this is not the path I want to be on. So what do? You simply sidestep, find another path, and start moving down that one. And that one might not be the right path, but you're continuing to make progress as you go. And that's the key. Life is about progress. It's not about getting it right. It's not about choosing the right path. It's about growing and progressing.
Thank you. Thank you, Danny in Vermont.
So this is a quick one, but that's it. So when in doubt, just keep moving. Who was it that said, you know, when going through hell, just keep moving?
Whose quote is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's not mine, but I love that quote. When going through hell, don't stop. Just keep moving.
They also say the only way out is the way through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully that helps. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you haven't already done so, please head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show. Also, please share this with family, friends, coworkers, or anyone that could benefit from this information. To make it very easy to share these episodes, simply go to my Facebook page, Thor Conklin, click on the episode that you want to share, and you can post it to your timeline. You just might be helping one of your friends on Facebook by sharing it on your page. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Thor Conklin. The website is thorconklin.com. The email is info@thorconklin. While at the website, please sign up for our weekly newsletter with additional tricks, tips, tools, and psychology on how to be a peak performer. Remember, these episodes are anywhere between 6 and 35 minutes and are meant to be consumed during dot time doing other things. Until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.